Так. Блин, проблема со звуком.
I'm generally not a woo-woo kind of person. If I don't get something, I want to unpack it, get the facts. But the ocean, it's a part of me. You could say it runs in my blood.
А это я
My
не
grandmother was a
учел.
freediver, an ama. She helped me feel those
Непрофессиональный
rhythms
стрим.
and understand how one breath could last.
Надеюсь, вам слышно игру. Beyond Blue. Не могу понять. Кто-нибудь не может сказать? Слышно игру? Пу-пу-пу. Так. Настройки. Так, стой. Настройки, настройки видео. Без рамок. Беда бедовая. А игру не слышно, да? Ну там какие-нибудь есть вот это вот. Музыка типа такая расслабляющая. Блин. Интересно, что делать? Ну, только, ну, тишина и шум, да, этого системника. Блин, что же сделать-то? Почему Far Cry работала? А здесь не работает. Звук игры. Сейчас тоже не слышно, да? И сейчас не слышно. А если поставить по умолчанию? Вот. Есть музыка, да? Замечательно. Тебя не напрягает, что слышно системник? Он прям гудит. Ну, как я понимаю. Мне просто, наверное, подальше микрофон поставить. Угу. Ну и славненько. А мы тут флору и фауну изучаем. Подводный мир. Так, где у нас П? Чилийская мабула вот плавает. Так. Закрыть сканер.
How many scans before the AI is trained on a creature?
It will vary. There are many factors that affect the confidence level of a match.
So you don't know. Got it.
Короче, нужно плавать, изучать всяких тварей. И вроде как здесь есть сюжет. Но это такая очень расслабляющая индюшатина. Мне, наверное, стоит читать, да? Потому что здесь русской озвучки нет.
Refresh me on the controls.
Move the targeted circle around. Each sound will get louder when you are close to logging in on an animal's location.
Так, нужно искать рыбок. Горбач. Блин. А я даже не посмотрел. Ща.
I'm joined today by two colleagues,
Hello, I'm Andre.
Счетчик. Вот сюда. Отлично. Сейчас кое-что поправлю. Ага, все. Совсем не профессионально. Ну что поделаешь? Карта, дамы и господа. Почему этот кит не в карте? Непорядок. Так, 47, 52. Поплыли к дельфину.
Don't get too jealous, folks, just because I'm swimming with dolphins. My grandmother always warned me that although they're cute,
Они так быстро разговаривают, я не успеваю даже сам прочесть.
also very noisy.
Да, давай, удачи.
Can your AI parse through all those sounds?
Not using this scanner. But I do have a new drone design that should be better at isolating the source of the sounds.
Если использовать сканеры, что? Ну-ка, давай поближе. Нужно 5 афалинов. Еще афалин. Так. А он еще. И еще.
Done. And maybe next
Всё
time I
собрали.
can weigh in before on the number that we need to scan.
As I mentioned, the confidence model is complex. You just want to find the whales.
Guilty.
Неудобно сижу. Другую ножку.
That
Ох,
looks to be a
какой
sperm
красавец.
whale. I think I saw this bull from the sub. I wonder how far he's traveled.
Once we have a reliable ID on him, I'll see if anyone has tracked him before.
Nice.
Слушайте, прикольно. Мне нравится. Такая медитативная игра. О, май гад, какой большой. Да их несколько.
Looks like we've got our
Со мной
first singer.
разговаривает. Слушай, а в рот можно к ним залезть,
Next time
интересно?
you can record his song to compare with other humpbacks in the area.
Не?
Fun fact, in addition to being an engineering whiz,
I see.
Andre is quite the musician. Are you still writing music?
Not for years.
Dry spell?
More like raising teenagers. Hey, Mariah, I'm seeing alerts on the South Buoy if you want to pull them down.
Okay, let's see what mysteries this buoy unlocks.
Ага, надо доплыть к бую. Так, перебор. Угу. Всё?
What does that sound? Did I break something?
I've deployed acoustic modems to transmit from other sensors.
For those of you who have no idea what he's talking about, he means we use sound to transmit
Океанский
data,
Wi-Fi.
so we can have Wi-Fi in
Отлично.
the ocean.
Impressive. What kind of bandwidth do they get?
Какая пропускная
Like
способность?
1990s dial-up.
Как на модемах 90-х. Отлично. Великолепно. Дельфинчики.
Fun alert.
Застревает в
Looks like some young
дельфинах.
dolphins are having a play date.
А это что? К этому надо подплыть? F. Палка. Для дельфина?
Hey guys, can I take a turn?
Как собака. Прикольно.
Well, you don't see that every day. At least I don't.
Frankly, neither do I.
Офигеть. Так. Сгоняю к киту.
Ooh, company.
Unbelievable. That sounds too close to be outside the research zone.
One of the waypoints went down. Do you think that's related?
Стоп, а где кит?
Yeah, probably.
Ладно. Сгоняю к Wi-Fi. Акула. Что делать?
Red light must mean a serious alert.
Yeah, dead battery.
Батарейка села.
Whoa, octopus. I think it went in that cave. I'd like to go in that cave.
Что там в пещере? Можно залезть в
Let's be
пещеру?
real. There's no way I'm not squeezing through here to follow that octopus.
We'll definitely want to practice diver rescue at some point.
Well, maybe.
Mirai,
В
please.
смысле? Ну, давай. Теперь мы лазим по пещерам, подводным пещерам. Типа здесь можно развернуться. Угу. Понятно. О, осьминожка. А, ну типа мне его надо просканировать.
Hey there. Sorry to spoil your hiding place.
Ну что поделаешь. Так. А, ну и здесь также, да? Ах. А вас можно просканировать? Трехцветная рыба-попугай. Большой скат. А, тебя я сканировал уже. А вас? Низкотелый бериск. Хорошо. О, май, пещера. Вот тут еще рыбка. Рыба-солдат. Ёшкин кот. Интересно. А. Крупнопятнистый спинорог.
The biochemical emittance triggered this whole area.
Because of me. Not because of me, but because I configured the sensors to detect stress in the coral population.
Okay, Let's find out what's causing that stress.
Mirai, please collect biosamples from any of the distressed corals.
Happy to oblige.
For those watching, these
Так,
sensors
надо
help us
собрать
understand
кораллы.
what leads to resiliency in coral, so we can help breed it into other species.
Все? Все кораллы, которые мы должны были собрать? Хорошо. А, еще. Сеточка. Что за сеточка? Непонятно. И там сеточка. Тут не надо собирать. Угу. Ага, 2 из 3. Точно. Туплю, не вижу.
Done.
Mirai, sperm whales. And they must be your pod because I have a tag signal that is definitely ours. Pushing
Вижу
away.
косяк.
On my way. I'm hoping to reconnect with the sperm whale family, whom I have been tracking for years. I'm excited to check in on our mother-to-be.
Ну, как-то так. Я думаю, здесь нормально будет. А то не видно, чем мы занимаемся. Плывем к киту на форсаже. Так, что за рыбки? Бабочка сетчатая. А вы у нас что? Далековато. Ну и ладно. А вы кто? Рыба-попугай куа. Стрёмненько. Олень, еще один. Это мы тоже видели. Семья кашалотов. Отсканируйте семью кашалотов. Ну, это изи. Сканировать я люблю. 5 штук. Охренеть семья. Какие они маленькие. Ну, какого-то большого раньше видели, нет? Сейчас ему в рот залезу. Тут скотцена. Наша мама-кита пополнение. Приветствую ее прекрасного лапочку-дочку.
Right.
Кормление.
for 1 second.
Об системник долбнулся.
That is the end of our stream. Like, share, comment. Remember, we need you. All of us down here.
Люби, мама, будь хорошим соседом, учись на опыте своей бабушки. Всему этому я научился, изучая жизнь кашелотов. Дершенгеро. Так вот. Ого! А татуха-то какая? Что тут у нас? О, май.
My family used to go to the beach every summer. For me, that was my favorite thing to do all year long. Hearing the
субтитры-то
the
можно?
sound of the ocean pounding on the beach. For me, that was just grounding and relaxing and fascinating all at the same time.
The physicality of the ocean is one of the things that, as a kid, attracted me the most. That thrill of just having that ocean energy push me along. You could just ride all day. There was no lift tickets, there was no fees to get into the ocean.
Поход океаном был бесплатный.
When I describe to people what it's like to dive on a coral reef, I never thought about that. They've never had a shark swim right beside them. Look them in the eye and give them a little fright for a second before they realize that the shark just wonders what I'm doing, just like I wonder what the shark is doing.
Просто интересно, что ты
I
делаешь.
started freediving, so when I think of
погружение,
diving,
поэтому
I
у
really
меня
think of freediving,
ныряние
like that's what
это
whales do,
свободное
right? Take a
погружение,
big breath of air
глубоко
and
вдыхает
they
и
hold
держит
that
кислород
oxygen
для своего
inside their
тела.
body. This ability to free dive down to where
Блин,
the
тяжело
speeddivers were,
так
swim
быстро
around and come back
субтитры
up, was
идут.
just so free, nothing on.
А я не готов к этому.
I just love that. It made me feel like a fish.
When I did my first submersible dive, I
Блин,
realized
прикольно.
it wasn't just that I was meant to be out on ships. I was supposed to be in the bottom. I don't think anyone has ever measured endorphins in submarines, but I can tell you they're probably through the roof.
The first time I was in a submarine, I saw that life down there and 50 new questions popped into my brain that wouldn't have come up because it was this immersive experience and I just felt it.
When you're in a submarine and you're looking at these magical environments, you're overwhelmed by this sense of wonder. You're humbled by this feeling of there's so much I don't know about the world, and you're stimulated to figure out how this all works together.
I'm a marine biologist. I'm someone who studies the ocean from as many angles as I can.
When my kids ask me what I do for a living, I tell them that I'm an explorer. I'm an aquanaut. I dive down to the bottom of the ocean and I see things that people have never seen before. How lucky am I to be able to share this amazing habitat with the rest of the world?
Офигеть. Давай следующую тогда посмотрим. А, ну вот, получается, вот это было открыто, а вот это вот нам сейчас открылось после кашалотов.
As a child, I had no idea how important the ocean is.
Ага.
That the great majority of life on Earth is in the sea. That the greatest diversity of life is in the sea. My name is Sylvia Earle. I'm a scientist, an oceanographer, an ocean explorer. I've spent years at sea aboard ships and thousands of hours under the sea. I've seen things others have not. If others could see what I've witnessed, they would know how much the ocean has changed, and they would know why caring for the ocean matters to everyone, everywhere. The ocean is Earth's life support system, generating most of the oxygen in the atmosphere, capturing much of the carbon dioxide produced
Фига,
by
она
human
такая
actions.
старая
The
и
ocean is
акваланга.
the planet's living blue heart. Every
Прикольно.
creature has a story. Every one, whether you're looking at a little crab, or a starfish, or a shark. If people stayed on the shore and never got underwater, how would we ever know that fish, that they have communities, they have faces? Their importance as fellow citizens, as cultures, as amazing creatures that we can learn from. There's a lot of water we now know elsewhere in the solar system and elsewhere in space. But to have a liquid ocean with frozen polar areas, it's taken 4.5 billion years to shape the world in a way that is favorable to humankind. It's taken us about 4.5 decades to significantly unravel systems. No ocean, no life. No ocean, no us.
Не будет океана, не будет и жизни, не будет и нас. Давайте про кашалотов посмотрим.
My name is Shane Garrow, and I'm the founder of the Dominica Sperm Whale Project. I've been following the lives of sperm whale families in the Caribbean Sea based off the beautiful nature island of Dominica. I've had the sort of greatest honor to spend thousands of hours in the company of the sperm whale families. And over the last 15 years, we've come to know 30 different families. We know about 10 of those personally. My research focuses mostly on the connection between these families' lives and what they say to each other, and how they succeed in the ocean by living in these small families. They live these rich and complex lives in part of the ocean that we find difficult to even explore.
Ну правильно, конечно, подальше от
Sperm whale
вас.
society is matrilineal, meaning it's grandmothers and daughters that will live together for life. The young males live in the family until they're about teenagers, and then they go on this sort of open ocean wander for about 15 to 20 years before they are breeding age. But females will stay together for life. They communally raise and defend their babies, and they live in this sort of community of neighboring families just like we do. Behavior is what you do, but culture is how you've learned to do it. In the same way that we're all humans, but some of us eat with chopsticks and some of us eat with a fork. We're all still eating, but how we've learned to eat is importantly different. The secret for how these animals are surviving are these traditional behaviors. And that's why every calf fails, just like every female calf is critical. And each one of those that we lose so much potential. I think one thing that my research has shown is that our lives are really similar. The values that we have in our families, love your mom, be a good neighbor, learn from your grandmother's experience. And ultimately, life is about the quality of the relationships that you build with those around you, whether you're a whale or not. The secrets that my grandmother learned are helping me to survive now. Ensuring that these grandmothers survive to be grandmothers to share their stories, and ensuring that these babies live long enough to learn them is what's going to enable these animals to be around for a long time.
Какая-то музыка стоит прикольная. Странно, а почему у меня... Ага. О, так отлично. Замечательно. Так. Одеть. Понятно. Музыка тут какая-то очень... Ну, как-то так. Угу. Скат-дрон. Прикольно. Карта Тола. Стала стая кашелота, как зовут маленькую самку кита, у мамы низкий вес, мусор, кого подобрать за кормлением детеныша, устройстве просмотра моделей, трехмерное сканирование. Еще. Не могу никак привыкнуть к клавиатуре. Очень долгое время играл с геймпада. Надо отвыкать. Женщина моря. Такая сильная и независимая. Одобряем. А с этим я ничего не могу сделать, кроме как посмотреть, да? А тут что? Бен Нана Мирай. Рай. Ocean Sense. Наблюдение океана. Хорошо. Это у нас что? Ага. Это, видимо, ачивки 2 из 10, или надо всех поймать. Ну, это, конечно, такое, да. Справочник по прямому эфиру. Это то, что мне нужно. Плеер. Понятно. А есть что-нибудь, то, что я знаю? Нету. Ну ладно. Блин, постоянно нажимаю на... Понятно. Нажимаю на Escape. Звонок Андрея.
Hello, Mariah. Thanks for checking in.
Hey, Andre.
Nice dive. How are you feeling?
A bit tired, but I can't wait to get back out. Can you believe we found the family on the first dive? And they have a new baby girl.
I know. Well done. Feeling settled in the sub. Has everything tested out?
Тест мелодии дразнить. Дразнить.
I spilled some coffee on the scan model viewer, but it seemed to wipe right up.
This solo sub test makes me nervous. We're definitely fitting it out for 2 pilots next time.
Jealous?
Okay, you found me out.
You can drive next time.
Oh, that would be nice. So, I have something I know you'll want to see. It's what the live stream saw of A12 and her baby. I didn't think you expected her to deliver so soon, though.
I thought she had more time given her weight, but it was hard to know for sure. What's the about?
Just noting her low weight. Also wondering when you'll find the rest of her pod. Maybe they were diving.
I'll find them. Hey, I was thinking we should name the baby whale Andrea. She has your kind eyes.
And my bald head. No, I'm putting her in the sim as A17.
Ugh, you're so sentimental. Hey, where's Arena?
Probably in the head throwing up.
Ну, Рикана в туалете. Я вообще не знаю, что с ней. И такой, а как дела у вас с Риной?
She threw up one time. Why are you being so hard on her?
I just don't like the idea of using priceless expedition time to make pharmaceutical companies richer.
Понятно.
Not biting. Is she gonna jump on the chat?
She's reading a brief about that deep-sea mining impact study.
Okay, I definitely don't have time to get into
Интересно.
that with you. I gotta call my sister.
Разговоры
No problem.
на что-то
Send
потом
Ray
будут
my
влиять.
best.
I will.
Интересно. Так. Позвоним Ре. Из Звездных войн, который. Рыцарь рядом.
Hey girl, aren't you supposed to be
Или
20,000
Кайло
feet
Рен.
under the sea?
Там
I
рыцарь.
am. I'm calling from the sub.
That's crazy.
Ты показала бабуле мою трансляцию? Да.
Hey, did you show Nana my live stream tonight?
School's great, thanks for asking.
И концерт понравился.
Concert great too? Saw your friend's post.
Fish, girls gotta take a break sometime.
Ну, что поделаешь.
Check this out.
No way. Is that a baby whale?
Mm-hmm. And her very, very proud mother. She delivered early.
That's some
Ugh.
view. You're really living the dream.
Thanks. Miss you though.
Такое
How's
это.
Nana?
Okay, not a big deal, but I am taking Nana to get tested for a clinical trial. Some new dementia drug.
Why didn't you tell me you signed Nana up for a clinical trial?
It's just an application.
Maybe you should wait until I'm back.
Can't. It starts in a week. I gotta go. Say hi to the whales for me.
Угу. Так, это все, да? Выйти из шлема? В смысле шлема? Тут нет никакого шлема. Какая-то упоротая, да? Ладно. Ну что ж, поплыли.
Day 2.
На картинке красивая.
The hydrophone feeds are alive with the sounds of whales.
А в жизни
Gonna find me
упорото.
some singers. I'm excited to test Andra's new mantle drone. Kind of like the Swiss Army knife of stealth
Мне
drones.
очень хочется
I'd love to
протестировать
spend the
новый
whole dive hanging out with baby
дрон
Andrea,
Андрея, разновидность
Miles to swim before I sleep.
замаскированных универсальных
Ready to
дронов.
dive.
Я бы с радостью проверила все погружения рядом с Андре, но от места ночлега меня отделяет километры пути. Готова к погружению. Молодца.
I'm in and okay.
Looking good,
На
Mariah.
месте.
The manta drone is ready for its
Так, а
first
где лодка?
scan.
Now I get to see why you talk
Мы
about it so
потеряли
much.
лодку.
Only the best science for you.
Так вроде не упорото даже. А у нас есть нож. Форсаж.
Way ahead. Bet we'll find some whale vocalizations.
Well, I'm not taking that bet. You always find whales. You'd find them in your bathtub.
What kind of bathroom do you think I have?
Угу.
This is a
Еще
lot of whales.
It's staggering.
много китов.
This area.
Hey,
Всё?
don't jinx it.
43, 99, 159. Поплыли к этому. Ну, вон они. С китенышем.
It's our sperm whale family again.
А зачем?
The manta drone will match speed with the creature, so you can concentrate on steering it around to find the places you need to focus.
All right, baby. We won't forget you now.
Ну, окей. Выйдите из выборочного сканирования. Мгм. Так, с этими все, да?
Andre, can the Zoom scan tell how old the baby is?
Not with any certainty. Why?
Just wondering if she's old enough to hunt by herself.
Так киты разговаривают, да? По ушам долбят.
I wondered. She still seems pretty young to go that deep.
Will she be okay alone while her mother dives?
She should follow the pod. Her aunties will babysit while the mother hunts.
Wish I had them when my daughter was born.
Takes a pod.
Так, это уплыла, получается, да?
I'm hoping to follow the
Так,
baby
давай
for
сначала
years
туда.
to learn from her as she learns from her family, and hopefully to watch her eventually become a mother herself.
Медитативная игра. Прикольно. А, это я вас сканировал уже. И вас сканировал. Боже мой, это кого вы нужны? А вас не сканировал. Большая барракуда. Такая гнидинка.
Approaching humpback M.
Так, это что-то китовая акула.
Looks like he's on a date.
How can you tell?
It's like they're dancing to his song.
Угу.
What do you think, Andre? Do you think he can make it as a solo artist?
Not without more original material.
What?
Males from the same region sing nearly identical songs with just enough variation to stand out.
Yeah, just like most pop singers.
Such a snob.
Хорошо. Все? Здесь все? Плыли на 200 метров, заплыв. Погода какая-то, так себе. Ну, ветерок, по крайней мере. Целый день лил дождь. Так, вы кто? Хорошо. Угу. Надо не забывать выходить из камеры.
Here we are. The whale we're designating humpback M1. Oh, some catchy.
Замечательно. Песня самца Горбача. Вот так вот. А мы и не знали. А вот она как. Окей. Теперь на хвост. Да что ты такое-то? А, крутить, вертеть.
How will you know it's M1 when you see it again?
Each humpback's fluke is unique.
So M1 it is.
Andre's software is helping me understand the structure of their songs so we can try singing back.
More like you playing back. I'll synthesize a song that mirrors one from another region to see how these whales react.
Because Andre doesn't like my singing.
It's more the songs
Теперь
you
на
sing
бой.
usually.
Королевская рыба. Гигантская тридокна. Что это? Тридокна. Ничего себе. Сейчас дойду. Да, кстати. Я снова в строю. Так. Поплыли дальше. Так, вот что такое? Бабочка сетчатая. По-моему, я уже его сканировал. Угу. Вас я, видимо, тоже сканировал. Тебя сканировал.
Let's hope the Whalapalooza continues. Wonder if they charge admission.
Don't worry. Whatever it is, you can take it from my budget.
Someone's feeling better today. Well, I guess it worked. I've got some nasty noise.
Same damn sound we heard yesterday.
Well, I'll check it out between the whales.
Интересно. Все, это все, что есть, тогда вниз. Мусор.
Looks like another area sensor.
Okay, Mirai. Can you use the micro tags to mark the starfish for collection?
Are you testing your collector drone?
It's not a test. Irina needs us to collect a few for study.
They are incredibly resilient. They can regenerate themselves from just a subset of their body.
They're also invasive. Must have hitched a ride in the ballast of a ship.
Irina, how many of these do you need? I'm missing the whales.
Just
А, еще, да, вижу. И еще, наверное, где-то здесь. Да, вот. Амурская,
Okay,
морская
micro
езда.
tags deployed.
thanks, Mirai. That's plenty.
Теперь поплыли на шум. Наверняка там эти нефтяные вышки, вот это вот все. Загрязнение океана. Типично. Вот так вот плывешь себе и плывешь. Кстати, знаешь, что интересно? А могу ли я всплыть? А не могу. По сути, того пространства и нету. Как будто подо льдом, если честно. Забавно. Так, давайте вас просканируем. Рыба-ангел. Рыба-ангел. А где рыба-ангел?
Are you sure this is where you track that noise?
Может, вниз?
I don't know, Andre. That sound is loud, but it seems pretty deep. Can't see how it could be coming from a ship.
Yeah, I agree. It also
Попробуем
keeps
вниз.
starting and stopping. I'll figure out another way to investigate it.
А, не надо. Ну ладно. Это хотелось. Ну ладно. Так. Поднимаемся. Пропуск кадров из-за задержки рендеринга 0.1. Пропуск кадров из-за задержки кодирования 1.8. Что поделаешь? Плывем обратно. Опа, буёк. Опять надо что-то найти.
Andre, what was that other nasty noise? It was definitely digital.
Low power alarm. You need to pick up a sensor for servicing.
It never occurred to you that a nice ringtone would be far less annoying?
Сначала дельфины. А вы кто? А, дельфины. А, это вы есть.
Mirai, please, please, get closer.
You weren't this excited about the dolphins before.
They're rubbing against the coral. Kind of
Возьмите
wellness
скоб
visit.
коралла для биообразца. А, о. С тобой что не так?
I have colleagues that are studying the antimicrobial properties of these coral.
Санаторий для дельфинов в Гаргонарии. Хорошо. Хорошо. А, коралл. Все? Ну и ладно. Плывем дальше. Красиво тут, да?
Hey, Andre, those reef sharks like your ringtone.
Рифовая акула. Еще одна.
Will I be able to get the data off that sensor while I'm picking it up?
No. It goes to sleep when the power is low to preserve the data.
Ух ты!
Whoa! Did you see that?
Shame that wasn't on the live stream.
Have you seen one do that before?
Never.
Офигеть.
I'm picking up
Я
a
думал,
tag
это
from the
кораллы.
Stonewell pod. Pushing the waypoint now.
On my way.
Пути! Сейчас буду вас сканировать. Тебя сканировал от тебя. Еще одна рыбка.
Sorry, sharks.
Еще.
Mariah is off the menu.
Еще. Еще. Сколько вас тут, боже мой, вас сканирую. И вас. И вас. Ну-ка. И вас. Тебя уже сканировал. И тебя сканировал. Улетаешь. Как бы столько разных рыбок надо, конечно же, посканировать, и просто так же есть
The
сканер.
baby's back with the rest of the pod.
What's it doing?
Nuzzling.
Произведите выборочное сканирование для записи звуков, которые издает Андреа. F.
Are you calling for your mother?
Так. Сейчас. Стой. Стопы. Ну-ка. Во, все. Угу. Ну тут все понятно, конечно, да. Видишь, там какие дырки под зубки. Есть.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I hear it.
There they go. That was our shot. Can you send the sub to pick me up? I'm done for now.
Я подумал, что если бы можно было внедрить песни китов в массовую культуру, возможно, это способствовало бы спасению китов. Роджер Пейн, автор альбома Songs of the Humpback Whale, песни горбатого кита, и основатель Ocean Alliance. Между прочим, такие люди. Мы про них даже ничего не знаем. Это неплохо. Так, а что там надо сделать? Боже мой, какая это, блин, Так, P не работает, R. Так, посмотрим, что мы посмотрели. Окей, опять не туда. Угу. А, я тут все-таки смотрел. У нас появились снова видео. Наслаждаемся.
It's a big ocean. You gotta be able to see what's worth spending your time on.
When I'm down there in a submarine and I'm seeing all these animals, it's always about which one of these is new, which one of these has not been seen before to science.
Why did these animals come here as opposed to there, and where are they going? They're really tangible things that we can do now to start answering some of these questions, but as the technology develops, we can become more and more and more and more sophisticated.
Technology is emerging on all fronts. We're using all this side-scan sonar and hydrophones to map things out. We can use these sound underwater surveillance systems to actually track whales and see them move all around the ocean. There's a new field called environmental DNA, where you just look at the soft cells that are in the water to know who is there.
Oh, the whale shark was just here. Can we follow it? And you sniff the trail of the whale shark's DNA.
How am I going to understand a shark if I'm thinking like an old world primate? We're totally different. It took me several years to look at the eyes, to look at the hardware, to measure the light, and to build the camera, so we could get all these hints into how that shark might be seeing the world. It's like a detective story.
Окей, прикольно. Песня китов. Много видео, кстати? Достаточно. Мышка, извините.
What we know as humans about whales comes from just a few scientists so far, like Roger and Katie Payne. They had background in music, and by kind of mapping out the songs, noticing that if they would look at this almost like a song sheet, every 15 minutes or so there would be a repeat.
Only male humpbacks sing, but the function of their song is still mysterious. The general belief is that whale songs serve the same purposes that bird songs do, as ways for males to advertise for mates and to challenge rivals. But why they change their songs is still unknown.
Taking that information from whales and passing that to us humans was one of the most transformative pieces of narrative to feed the Save the Whale movement and maybe save some whales from extinction. These animals are sharing this world that might have been millions of years going on in their world, and suddenly, for the first time, we, as humans, are tuning in.
Шикидам. Получается, после каждого погружения здесь будет появляться что-то интересное. Понятно. И музыка. А здесь ходить... здесь бегать нельзя, да? А если вот сюда подойти, ничего не произойдет, да? Тут какие-то непонятные вот эти вот экраны, картинки. Ну ладно. Может, там кто-то позвонил? Сейчас узнаем. Рен со своими рыцарями.
Hey,
Что
it's Ren.
скажет?
Leave a message at the beep. Is there actually a beep?
Hey, Ren, why's your phone off? You said this was a good time to call. Ignore that. Someone was messing with my whales today. I was just hoping I could vent to you a little.
Что там за бабуля?
Let me know if there's any update about Nana. Ooh, and we had a whale-a-palooza today. Anyway, give me a call when you can. The whales say hi back.
Окей. Андрей и Ирина.
Hey, Mirai. How
Это
are you?
Ирина, да?
Doing all right. How are you feeling? Any better?
Ну, такая
A
себе
bit.
тетка, конечно.
I might finally be getting my sea legs.
Next step, diving.
One step at a time, Mirai.
Okay, but I promise you, it'll change your life. Is Andre with you?
No, just me. Andre is analyzing some sound files in the other lab. I think I may have upset him.
No, what?
The two of you do seem to be on opposing wavelengths fairly often.
I quite enjoy our debate, except when it affects our work.
It wasn't a debate, it was an argument.
Andre, I didn't realize you were on. What did you find?
This is video and audio from your last dive. And this is an analysis of the sound that spooked the family. And this sound is from the Canadian marine acoustic scientist. I think the findings are pretty clear.
Андре
More like a
детектив.
prosecutor.
Andre, who is messing with my whales?
Deep sea miners.
Here? In the research zone? It's off limits to commercial activity.
And when has that ever mattered before?
We don't know that they are in the research zone. They may be just outside it. We knew they were doing an impact study nearby.
What are they after? That might give us a clue.
They're looking for rare minerals to make solar panels.
Could the sound cause trauma to the whales?
The acoustic specialist said it might push them
Хер
to
его
quiet
знает
hunting
вообще.
grounds, but was unlikely to cause acoustic trauma.
So what's the move?
We should use our mapping drone to investigate their activity.
And this is where our debate turns into an argument. We need that drone to map the deep sea vents before Mirai dives there. The biochemistry of these vents is the perfect cocktail for creating new life forms.
If there is illegal activity there, we have to stop it. Otherwise, there will be no life forms.
Why spend our short time here policing rather than researching? Let's be scientists.
Mirai, your dive, your call.
Ну, давай вот так вот.
Report the sound and map the vents. They better not mess with my whales again.
Да. Ага. Что скажет?
Hey, Mirai. Sorry I missed you. Misplaced my phone. Whale-a-palooza? Is that a real thing? Tell whomever annoyed you I'm coming for them. Hey, nobody messes with our whales. Does your submarine have sonar? Maybe you can find the bad guys with that. No word on Nana's thing yet. Miss you.
Да. Все?
Day 5. Open ocean, east of the atoll.
Пятый
I'm
день.
ready to play back a code of sound
Открытый
to Andre
океан
to
к
see your
востоку от
response.
атолла.
I'm
Я
definitely worried
собираюсь
the family has gotten smaller. I'm not sure if they were just
воспроизвести
spooked by that sound or if
коду
something else is
для
going on.
Андрея и посмотреть на
Staying
его
hopeful.
реакцию.
Ready to dive.
Криво написано. Очень беспокоюсь, что семья уменьшилась, непонятно, их напугал этот звук или происходит еще что-то. По-прежнему питаю надежду к погружению. Хорошо.
I'm in and okay.
Что ж, поплыли
I
к
always feel
бойку.
like I'm swimming in place in the open ocean.
Это что
Think the explorer
такое?
drones will flag me as biodiverse?
А вы что
That's what
такое?
everyone says.
И куда ты поплыл? Ну ладно.
Approaching the buoy.
Так, опять.
That song sounds familiar.
Еще. Непонятно.
Hey, a
Дельфины.
newcomer.
Касатки. Нифига себе,
Now to
красиво
get
сейчас
there
должно
before the
быть.
noise from Andre's minor
Спасите
friends
Вилли.
scares them all away.
You want to raise my blood pressure?
Так. Что ближе? Касатки ближе. О, здравствуйте. Сейчас сожрет меня. Ух, какая милашка. Касатки, офигеть.
Top of the food chain, just like us, minus the urge to destroy ourselves.
Что мне тут нужно узнать? О, красиво.
Has anyone been tracking them?
Сканирование седловидного пятна. Ага. И дальше. Да давай. Ну-ка. А, вот в чем заключается сложность игры. Так. Стой. А, нет. Хорошо. Так. Все? Все сделал? А, нет. Не все. Теперь вас нужно посканировать. Пожалуй, туда. О, черепаха! Здравствуй, черепаха.
Andre, are you seeing this? I didn't think there were any left here.
What happened?
Egg poaching and the nesting beaches.
Что мне с тобой нужно делать?
Biosample acquired.
Do you think your turtle
Тебе
is
образец
a
для
contact?
определения генокода. Все? Черепашка. Черепашка. Ну ты какая черепашка. Аж с меня аху. Офигеть какой. Какой большой черепах. Жесть. Я не знал, что они такие большие. Так, это что такое? Луна-рыба. Пацаны, луна-рыба. Жалко, их вертеть нельзя. Было бы прикольно.
Okay, group survey. New or a repeat?
Угу, хорошо.
So glad to hear you. Those noisy neighbors silenced enough of your friends.
Угу, окей. Дальше. Хвост. Типично. Typical.
New whale! We'll designate this
Новый
one
кит.
M4, because why mess with a good thing?
Ага,
The sounds
хорошо.
don't sound like the price.
Назовем его в честь
These
трассы.
are more social sounds.
Такие странные названия для китов, если честно. А, да. Точно.
Feels like my birthday, and that buoy is my present. Hope it's better than my last birthday.
Dare I ask?
My sister got me jeans that were mine for about a week before they wandered off, never to be seen again. A mystery,
Опять
I
поиски,
tell
да?
you. Did you not charge any of these batteries before you put the sensor in?
It's not the battery alarm, it's the drone.
Еще касатки. Сначала сюда, потом к тем дельфинам, а потом до касаток доплывем. Это что такое? На тебя насмотрели. Мабла. Тигровый
You're right.
акулка.
That is definitely not a dead battery. Unless we're using whale sharks as batteries now. There's already a tag on it.
Так.
Scan the tag.
Sure, like that was obvious. I'm leaving another tag.
Снова метка. Хорошо, хорошо. Метка, это замечательно. Ого. Как будто прям в теле.
Much better than a dead battery.
А вот и метка. Отлично. Все. Как она так может долго плавать? Откуда у нее воздух? Непонятно.
Dolphins, always showing off. Hey, Andre, can you make your manta drone do synchronized swimming?
Guess we'll see.
Так, дельфины. Угу. Афалина.
Let's log you in.
А там касатки. Касатки. Угу, вот они. Родные.
Hello.
Я родная.
I just met your friends.
Так, что мне нужно посмотреть? Рисунок. Плавник.
We sure no one's tracking them?
Биообразцы. Угу. Интересно. И
Pretty low weight.
послушать
do you
тебя,
think this one
конечно
could be
же.
sick?
I'm honored you believe I could tell from this distance that my knowledge of disease extends to all
Такие они
species.
прикольные.
Fair enough.
Освободите Вилли. Так, поплыли. Почему метка накладывается на нее? Ну, не знаю, мне кажется, это как-то глупо. Ну, типа, да, ты, типа, якобы потерять сможешь. Но, вряд ли ты ее сможешь потерять. Да нет, фигня какая-то.
Didn't you pick this dive
Кула
location
молот.
because you tracked the baby's pod out here?
I said they were heading in this direction.
Так. А, не вот. П. Бронзовая акула молот. Жесть. А ты чё? Лоцман. Вот. Вот так вот. Рыба-лоцман. Опять что-то ищем.
Andre, the buoy is glitching. I don't know what range you've set, but I think I'm hearing all the animals in the Pacific.
Плывем, конечно же, плывем.
Sound signals for the software to keep up.
У меня такая игра,
I don't
она
know what kind
почему-то
of party I'm
заставляет
crashing,
спать.
but pretty sure I'm gonna love it.
What is happening?
It's a bait ball. Humpbacks, orcas.
Сканировать
Very unusual, but everyone's gotta eat.
Are you safe down?
Кит
I'll try
кушает.
not to be mistaken for a fish.
Чего все такие вот это? Блин, как круто. Сканируйте крабочат, сканируйте дельфинов.
Of course dolphins show up. Never like being left out of the action.
Дельфины.
Good luck to them. They're up against bigger stomachs.
А горбач где? Так, горбач. А, вот он ты. Офигеть. Офигеть, как красиво. Вот это вот, блядь, правда непонятно вот это вот. Что это? Ну ладно. Поплыли дальше. Столкновение.
Here they are. You were right, Andre. I guess I didn't just swim across the Pacific for nothing.
Так, теперь сканировать нужно вас, да? Я вас не догоню так. Так. Понятно. Опять. 5:25. Семья кашалотов. Хорошо. Так. Поплыли дальше.
Are there fewer than before in this pod? Or am I just getting faster at tagging?
No, definitely fewer. But maybe the others are hunting.
No, don't leave me. Well, the mother stayed with the baby this time.
Okay, ready for playback? I prepared a coder you can activate from your dive watch.
Хорошо. Да, и не то нажимаю. Так. Что дальше? Смотрим на этих китов. Конечно же, игра про китов.
Okay, first attempt to speak whale. Hopefully I won't offend her.
То есть она записала что-то. И теперь проецирует эту запись этому
Echo
киту.
clicks. I could feel it across my body, just checking me out.
First contact.
She zoom scanned you.
You have no idea what that felt like. She was looking right at me. Whew, you have no
Ничего себе
idea.
сожрут. Хорошо. Я даже считать не стал.
If people stayed on the shore, never got underwater, how would we ever know that fish like one another? When you see fish interact with other creatures, like the octopus and the grouper, who go fishing together, they communicate in ways that we don't know what they're saying, but they know what they're saying. They've been on the earth for hundreds of millions of years. They've had a long time to figure out these close relationships.
Sharks actually might prey on dolphins in a natural setting, but when they are presented with a bait ball, then they work together for this common goal to feed on the fish.
We had very large bait balls spread over probably half the size of a football field. We had mobula, we had dolphins, the bait was shifting everywhere, animals were coming in, moving out, just moving so quickly.
So we have some orcas around the bowl and also under. So everybody works together as a team, herding the fish. Males, female, everybody is doing this, and they will eventually share the stunned fish afterwards, which is pretty amazing to see. There is no competition, so everybody's working together and everybody is sharing the prey afterwards.
It really takes a long time of being in there, watching the same species of fish to figure out these really interesting things that they're doing. So I think that there's probably a lot of really interesting behaviours out there that we haven't even discovered yet.
Окей. Так. Тут ничего не изменилось. Разговорчики.
I'm afraid I have bad news. The drone we deployed to map the dormant vents, it's gone. We lost contact hours ago. Without it, Arena worries we'll have to cancel the dive to the vents altogether. I'll keep patrolling the pickup spot, but I'm not optimistic.
Так, звоним Ирине.
Hey, Mirai. I assume you've heard that Andrea lost a drone.
Вот
Yeah,
сука.
bad break. Did we get any usable data from the drone before it went
Дрона
missing?
потерял.
Not really. We lost the signal too soon. I suspect Andre believes it would have survived if we'd sent it to investigate the miners instead.
It's crazy that we only have one mapping drone. If this were a space mission, we would probably have 100. You sound a little frustrated. Is that with Andre or the drone situation?
Both.
Хорошо, можно, понимаем.
Yeah, his passion can sometimes be overwhelming.
I just wish he wasn't so cold with me, just because I turned my prior research into a successful biotech business. Not every company is evil.
Да. Ну, вот.
Give him time. He'll lighten up. I know he thinks your current research is important and impressive.
It is. Actually, that's nice to know.
Was that a yawn? Did you get any sleep?
Not really. Between the drone and staying up to chat with my daughter, I spent most of the night staring out of my cabin window at the
О,
moon.
дрон.
My grandmother loved to take me free diving in the moonlight.
Тот
It
дрон,
was
который
magical.
пропал?
It's like the whole ocean glows.
Sounds like a fun grandmother.
She was. Is. She's alive, but suffers from
Ну, это
dementia.
почти то же самое.
Sorry to hear that.
Thanks. Nana moved in with us
Да,
after
это
our
та
mom
самая
died.
бабушка.
I was 12. Ren was 4.
Are you and your sister close?
Ну, типа, да, мы же там общаемся
Definitely.
постоянно.
Yeah, most of the time.
Ну,
It's
конечно.
complex right now. Where is your daughter?
She's at university in the UK.
What is she studying?
Pre-med. But she also has a passion for music. She has been playing in the same indie band for years.
Ой, сейчас появится
Hard to
новая
describe.
музыка от ее
I'm sure
дочери.
Sophie would love for you to check it out. I'll send you her latest single.
А почему, когда она говорит, у
Isn't your
нее
sister also at
полосочка не
university?
двигается? вверх
My
вниз?
sister took a break for a few years, but she's
Что
back now.
такое, а?
There's a story there.
О, появилась.
Not my business.
Или она типа тихо разговаривает. Вот так вот. Тяжело, да.
She's had to deal with tough stuff. We both have. I just seem to have an easier time adjusting.
Does she want your help?
Она не хочет быть
I
обузой.
don't think she wants her stuff to get in the way of my success.
You sound like me talking about my daughter.
Yeah, complex. People are messy. That's why I study whales. Speaking of which, I better get prepped for our next dive.
Да, да, давай.
Yes, of course.
Конечно. Ну и сестре надо позвонить, конечно же.
Hi, Mirai. It must be late there.
That's okay. I'm on dive time.
I showed Nana the highlights from your live stream.
Yeah? Did she like the whales?
It's hard to know. She did huff at the dolphins, though.
Думаю, да. Ну что это
Used to
за
read you that
ответ?
story every night.
Yeah, you told me that, but I don't really remember.
Are you doing okay with her?
Kind of. You do this better.
Did you want to talk about next semester?
When you get back. It's complex.
You know, I can look at coming back earlier.
That's crazy talk. Go speak to your whales.
Gonna try. Catch you later.
Ну так вот. Выйти из шлема. С какого шлема? Ну, опять разблокировалась. Танцуем. А ты чё тут узыришь? А чё? Чё происходит? Да я на тебя тоже позырю.
Day 7.
День 7.
About to
Скоро
enter
мы войдем
the twilight zone.
в сумрачную
I'm
зону.
following Andrea's
Я
family
следую
down to
за
the
семьей
seamounts where I hope to
Андрея
observe them
к
hunting.
подводным горам,
Irina
где
has been testing our
надеюсь
samples and is worried about
понаблюдать
a
за их
harmful algal
охотой.
blooming
Ирина
somewhere nearby. So I
проверяет
have to
наши
keep an eye out
образцы
for
и
that.
беспокоит
I'm also keeping an eye out for more
вредоносное
turtles.
цветение воды
I know
своим
they're out
где-то
there,
неподалеку,
ready
так
to
что мне
dive.
нужно будет следить за этим. А еще я присматриваю за новыми черепахами. Я точно знаю, что они там. Готов к погружению их. Ну что ж. Погружаемся.
I'm in and okay.
Кстати, у меня же есть карта. Ага, карта увеличилась. Какие скопления, видимо, рыб. Ладно. Поплыли.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, or welcome back.
Стрим начался.
I'm diving near a
Здорово,
sea-mount
Ке.
region, also known as the Twilight Zone, because it is just beyond reach of the sun. And we'll be taking some questions live, so be nice.
We'll also be testing a playback system to interact with whales.
Нас снимают. О, интересно. Это оттуда? О.
Want to hear something cool? So do I. I'm hoping that buoy can send a little message to our humpback friends.
That's right. Andre is going to serenade some humpbacks.
Well, not me, but using a song I generated from other recordings.
Какой-то странный звук. Хочу туда.
Another leatherback turtle, Andre. And feasting on some moon jellies.
That is odd. Is that the same one we
Произведите выборочное сканирование черепах для биообразца. Отсканируйте ушастую медузу. Ушастая медуза. Пожалуйста. Биообразец. Черепашек.
We can run the sample in the lab, but I
Вот
am sure this is a different one.
Do they typically travel together? Wouldn't it be surprising to find two this far off course?
Все.
And yet, here they are.
Welcome back, turtles. Enjoy your beautiful moon jellies.
Теперь киты.
Okay, time to see if any humpbacks respond to our
Кто-то только не
song.
кит. А ты кто такой?
Great question.
Рыба
If we
лосва.
have recorded him before, we'll see if the influence of our song affected his.
Scientists believe whales from one region can influence the song of whales from another when they mix.
Hey Andre, we've recorded a song from this one before, right? How quickly can you compare his two songs?
Well, I need to wait for his song to complete at least one full cycle.
And how long is that?
20 minutes, maybe more.
Wow, that's a long, slow ballad.
Ну, короче, мы поняли.
Dana squid. It looks like they're hunting.
Lantern.
Сканируйте
Well
кальмаров.
called, Arena. We'll make you a sea witch yet.
I'm sorry.
Это вот эти?
Let's scan a few to pick up their hunting behavior. Here goes.
А, ну да, кальмары. Я привык видеть сушеных кальмаров. Такие в новинку. Где еще? О. А он еще. Он еще. Он еще. Три кальмара.
Wants to know if they eat each other.
Some do. I think this one was upset he missed out on his prey.
Хорошо. Плывем туда. Типа они такой странный звук издавали. Нога зачесалась. Так. Первый раз такую метку вижу. Или не первый. А, в начале была. Да. Сюжетная метка, наверное, да? Поплыли. Краб. Сканировать можно? О, май. Краб-паук. Произведите выборочное сканирование в белом свете. В белом свете.
First of all,
Смотрите
don't mess with my
спектр
suit
на
when I'm
УФ
diving.
и выборочно
Secondly, you
сканируйте
spoiled my
образцы.
surprise.
Щека. Куда ты? Ладно. Какие образцы? Не понял. В белом свете? Вот там что-то есть. Нет. Смените спектр на УФ. Я что-то не знаю. Вот. Это В. А шо тут еще есть? Пятна. Да, смотреть, да. О! Здорово.
Swell sharks have developed biofluorescence to communicate with each other. Their eyes have special adaptations for the UV light. Now you can see what a swell shark sees.
That's what I'm talking about.
И у тебя надо что-то посмотреть. Глазами человек. Хорошо. Так. Произведите выборочное сканирование в белом свете. Все понял. И еще раз. А можно? Все сделано.
You did not. You did install it in your dorm room back in the day. Your wife showed me pictures.
Well, uni was a good time.
What am I looking for here?
Oh, one of
Пещерка.
Andre, you really need better glue for these.
I don't use glue.
Что тут у
I
нас?
tracked down the tag. It's in a cave. I
А
wonder how it
я
got in.
вижу кое-кого. Здорово, чувак. Я типа сейчас возьму и будет касцена и такой, а можно его просто напугать? А нельзя. А я вижу его, да. Ну, сейчас такой, типа, возьму. Я такой, о. Вася, ну ты шо? И перданул лучше. Вася.
Other than getting inked in front of a live global audience?
You know, you might want to get that off you. It will probably attract predators.
Oh, wonderful.
Эх, Васян, Васян.
Okay, last boy of the dive. How are you feeling?
Chances of suit holding out until the end of the dive? Good. Hope of seeing if our humpback song had any effect? Well...
You know this, but for the viewers, science is not magic. It takes patience.
I'd like to believe in a little
Так,
magic.
чё поиски? Киты. Непонятно. Тоже, скорее всего, киты. Тут одни киты. Время между тем 11 часов.
Sperm whale. I think it's... Yes, it's hunting! First time we'll be able to document it with Andre's
Охотятся.
technology. Come on, come on. And then the buzz. I got it!
Хорошо.
Raj from Mumbai wants to know, what's the buzz?
I think he was making a joke.
Got it. But what is the
Так.
buzz? How is it used?
Теперь, видимо, еще один кит.
But definitely associated with being close to prey.
This is just a warm-up. The real fun will come in the deep.
Потеря кадров.
Andre. Andre. Well,
Ставь
there's no way
черепах.
these little ones are thousands of miles off.
О, это какой маленький
Right, Andre?
черепах. Какой маленький.
Let's scan a few of these to get their gender.
Малюсенький
There's a tiny
черепах.
tag here. Andre?
Андрей уснул, ёпта. Еще одно отсканируем.
Chen from Shanghai wants to know why you care about their gender.
Well, their sex is determined by the temperature of their nests. Warming beaches wiped out the
Ну, там
turtles in this
китяра.
region.
Believe in a little magic now, Andre?
They just start, but let me check on that tag first.
Oh, wow.
Опаньки.
Glad we didn't miss this.
Красота.
Yeah, they must have been hunting down past the rift.
I think we found our spot for our first deep dive.
Mirai, check out that one closest to you. What's that on its skin?
Not sure I can catch them. They're headed to the surface. Might just be a scrape from a ship strike.
Yeah, let's hope that's all it is.
Let's end it here. I know it seems like Andre worries about everything. But I really understand where that comes from. Everyone's seen the pictures, but I can tell you it was really tough to be doing hands-on work when we were losing entire species. For me, it was the whales. But for Andre, it was the turtles. I stayed to help him. Several of the other scientists did as well. By then, only Andre's protected nests were the ones producing turtles in the region. We all figured that the
Андрей у
population
нас
was going to
черепашник.
collapse, and eventually it
Понятно.
did. But seeing this large man spend day after day carrying tiny turtles from the nest to the water, it inspired us to stay.
Милая история.
I mean, coming back now, it feels like another world. Andre is not an angry man, Irina. He's just a man who gets
Он любит
angry when he
черепашек
sees
ниндзя.
people say it's too hard.
А, он
or that they don't
сплинтер,
care
то
at
есть
all.
крыса. Понятно.
Hi, Mirai. Sorry to miss the post-dive brief. I've been listening to our Humpback recordings for hours and got myself in a kind of funk. Actually, I started listening to the Humpbacks and then switched to Miles Davis. Anyway, I don't see any clear sign that our playback influenced any of the other whales yet, but I just know we're on the right track. I'm sorry to be in such a mood. Don't know what to make of those turtles or what's going on with our sperm whale family. Right. Catch you in a bit.
Окей. А,
Hi, I've been listening. Actually, I started. Anyway, sorry.
опять то же самое. А как это тут оказалось? Мы ж только что плавали. Опять в погружение? Да серьезно? А ты не лопнешь, деточка? День 12-й. Последний 5-й день. Мы на большой глубине проводили бесконечные серии тестов водолазного гидрокостюма, разработанного Андре. Думаю, он просто не хочет, чтобы я взорвалась в прямом эфире. Надеюсь, костюм защитит меня от гигантского кальмара. Самый огромный кальмар. Сама. Прежде чем исчезнуть, картографический дрон обнаружил подводное соляное озеро, там, где охотится семья Андрея. Я готова к погружению. Ну, слава богу. Поплыли.
I'm in and okay.
You sure I can't talk you into another test dive at this depth before we stream?
Enough test dives. It's not like I'm doing a spacewalk.
Well, with this suit, you probably could.
Are we gonna talk about suit crush depth again?
I think we can probably roll.
О, ты кто такой?
Welcome back, ocean friends. Tonight, I am deep. Midnight zone, no light from the surface deep. Tonight, we're using Andre's lure drone to mimic the Atolla jellyfish to lure large predators like the giant squid.
It's certainly not all my tech. I'm building on years of prior research.
Don't forget our mission to the brine pools.
Oh yes, Irina will fill you in on that later.
Давай поплыли. О, еще одна такая же.
Okay, Andre, how do I find the lure drone?
Look for blinking red lights in the water column. No need to get too close. You can activate the lure from there.
Andre, have you done this before?
I haven't, but others have.
How long until we can expect the lure to
И
attract
что
the
это за
predator?
стиральная машина? Пройдите выборочное сканирование медуз, а то для настройки сообщества приманки.
Of course you do. For those watching, we will be scanning these Atolla jellyfish to make sure Andre's lure matches the real thing.
It does, but it can always be refined.
Not much confidence in humanity, but plenty in himself. Got the jellyfish scans, though Andre doesn't need them.
In truth, they should improve the lure. I would not waste your time.
Getting a few impolite comments on the screen pointing out that giant squid don't feed on Atolla jellyfish.
They're right. Actually, the Atolla puts on this light show when under attack, in order to lure creatures big enough to eat their attacker. It might have some useful human applications.
I think we need more Atolla scans to improve.
Пройдите выборочное сканирование медуз, а то для настройки сетевой приманки. Еще раз?
Okay, Whose idea was it to live stream this particular dive? I'm glad I can't see the comments.
I would agree. My grandmother had the same for times like this. I'm not going to try my grandmother's accent on a live stream, but loosely translated, it means if you get bored waiting for a giant squid, you can always go to a brine pool.
That's a pretty specific
А,
saying.
еще надо, да? Ну это какая-то дрочильня на самом деле уже. А, ну понятно, он типа имитирует их. Хорошо. Угу. Ну, давай. Ух, ёшкин кот. А ты что такое?
That gave me a chill.
Жесткач. Ктулху.
I know how much you enjoyed that, but do you mind if we check out the brine pool before we check on our whale cam?
If you insist. You got what you wanted.
Поплыли.
This is my giant squid.
Ядский
Is that
кальмар.
another one of your grandmother's sayings?
No, but she often used this one. Hurry up and collect my specimens for me.
What an expressive language.
It's no giant squid, but I promise you, you won't have to wait to find it.
At long last, welcome to the brine pool. I know it's really a salt lake
Здравствуйте,
under the ocean, but it
здравствуйте.
looks more like a witch's brew. I have been teasing Arena, but a brine pool is a diverse microenvironment within the ocean. It has its own ecosystem.
Скребок сейчас соберу, конечно же.
So that means the microbiology is unique and could hold groundbreaking solutions to human problems. Each time I take new samples into a lab
Чё?
with this ship, it's this magical discovery moment where I tingle all over. I fund my own research so I can pursue what I
Чё?
know to be important. And people ask me, how much
Миксина, это что?
to collect some bacteria at the bottom of the ocean? If these bacteria hold the cure for a disease that relieves even just a small amount of human suffering, how do you put a price on that?
That is some giant squid.
Еще надо, да? Наверное, тут хрень. Угу. Вот оно, соленое озеро-то. Прикольно. Так, так. А теперь... А туда можно? Ага, хрен. А где еще? Где еще? Может быть, туда? Минералы. Непонятно. А вот и минеральчик. Все? Что дальше?
Pushing your waypoint.
Sperm whales
Давай.
are back on the hunt.
Look for the drones. They will seek out the
Наверх.
sound of the sperm whales and then idle nearby.
We hope that today, Andrea's tech will make it possible to document how a sperm whale hunts the giant squid.
Теперь не буйки, теперь дроны. Все? А, нет.
Let's go tag some sperm whales so we can eavesdrop on their hunting.
One of our viewers wants to know if there is
Всё
a problem
туда.
with the link, since the waypoints keep appearing and disappearing.
No problem. The drones are in stealth mode, so they will only track the whales by sound.
I better swim fast.
Ёшкин кот.
We'll keep good watch over you.
Крутя. Все? Включите камеру по считыванию меток на охотишься. Так я ж включал. А, все?
Whoa!
Ёб твою мать. Экшен пошел.
What just happened?
I think the squid knocked the camera right off.
I had that camera feed in full screen on my visor, and for a second I thought it was lights out for me.
Sounds like a good time for the sub to pick you up. Live stream out.
Все. Обратно на лодку. Вот так и живем. Одной большой дружной компанией. Угу. Подводные следы озера. Это как водоемы на дне океана. У них очень много неизвестных науке форм жизни. Они представляют собой превосходный коктейль для жизни. Доктор Мэнди Джои. Моревод и исследователь. Хорошо. Опять мы здесь в этой лодке. У нас есть снова видосики. Как интересно. Так, это мы смотрели. Давай про медуз посмотрим.
Jellyfish have mechanisms of self-repair. They're constantly getting bitten by turtles and chunks getting taken away. 50% of the jellyfish population are wounded. So they've gone through 500 million years living, persisting in the ocean in simplicity, and they've come up with some remarkable ways of living.
Нет? Только сейчас заметил.
There's something called the immortal jellyfish and how they age, aging in reverse, which we're just beginning to understand, where they get old and then degenerate back into a youth again.
Офигеть.
In understanding the gene pathways and how this happens, this could look at, humans. We don't have this capacity to age in reverse. It's like Benjamin Button, and it's here. And it just takes the kind of focus and dedication to look at that jellyfish and to grow that jellyfish and to figure out how to use the best available scientific tools to get at this question. It's just about kind of looking super deeply and letting the secrets unfold.
Okay.
The energy from our star flies through the universe, through our atmosphere, and hits us at the ground. But now, when we go underwater, the ocean properties of water are like pure blue filter. So it's gonna filter out all these other wavelengths except blue. As you go down further, it's primarily blue, blue, blue till 700 meters. And at that level, there's still faint photons of sunlight in the blue range. And we call this the twilight zone. And there, animals are still perceiving a tiny little bit of our sun's energy. Below this, it's gone. 24/7 darkness. And it turns out that there's a ton of color vision down in the deep. So it's like they're making enough light down there to be able to be satisfying all the eyes of the deep sea creatures. So it's not this totally dark world down there. It's still light. It's just the animals are making the light rather than the sun. We've designed all this technology to kind of satisfy our visual hardware. As I started looking at other animals, they have totally different hardware. And I've been looking at everything through these silly little primate eyes. We have to overcome our humanness to jump behind the world of a shark or another creature and see the world from their perspective. We found a biofluorescent shark, and it only sees right at the blue-green interface. So it's really just tuned to a very similar spectrum to the environment it lives in. This fluorescence was creating greater contrast for the shark. It's like this endless well of information. We're at the very tip of the iceberg.
Так.
These animals travel thousands of kilometers, navigating open oceans that have no physical landmarks. They have that innate ability to find their way. They're only sharing our beach for a short point in time, but they need protection because man has brought an ancient species to near extinction. I got involved at a time when hostilities were very real. People came with guns and machetes to poach a turtle. We would protect these animals at all costs. Because on the high tides, when the tide comes up, this area here will be flooded, right? So when the sea turtle lays her egg, the nest requires a constant temperature. And if we recognize that this nest is in a real bad spot, we choose a spot further inland on the beach that's stable, and then we would evaluate if the eggs were able to hatch because of us moving them. And in both cases, we're always right. So as the villagers began to benefit from the tourism that turtle conservation was creating, they saw that the turtle was worth more to them alive than dead. The children really love sea turtles. We educate them, but we involve them. And by so doing, we get them to a level of interest where they want to become actively involved.
Крутяк.
When we first started this conservation work, we would encounter at the height of the nesting season 30, 40 turtles. Now we encounter over 500. That's significant. Some people argue, well, that's nature. Leave them. Why protect them? But remember, humans have to intervene sometimes to help nature keep existing.
Оп, уплыл. Все. Здравствуй, взрослая жизнь. Интересно.
Sound to whales is everything. It's their hands. These are animals with the biggest brain on Earth and the most powerful sonic apparatus. They spend a lot of their time deep down. They're diving for an hour at a time in darkness. Just like a submarine is echolocating, they're kind of... They ping a signal out, and then they wait for that signal to bounce off something and come back as the signal. And from that information, they could get an idea of what's there.
They constantly click, and that click sometimes can be really loud, and you can feel it in your body. It's like going to a DJ and feeling that bass. Once I had an experience with a sperm whale. It clicked, my ears almost like bounced back. It's really an amazing feeling, you know.
You don't develop a huge, complicated brain if you're not using it. Whales have little channels of communicating where they could talk to each other hundreds of kilometers away using sound.
Sperm whales make clicks in sort of rhythmic patterns that we call codas. Any family might have 20 to 25 different coda patterns that they use when they're having conversations with each other. And some of them are unique to different places in the world. In the Eastern Caribbean, they make a lot of what we call a 1 + 1 + 3. That sounds kind of like this. And that's only ever been recorded in the Caribbean. And it's been identical for the last 35 years. These are really different ways of life that are being labeled by these coda patterns. In the same way that human language is kind of a shorthand for where you come from. You can make a lot of missteps when traveling simply by speaking incorrectly or introducing yourself differently. Do you hug? Do you shake hands? Do you bow? And a growing concern has to do with the noise that we're putting into the ocean. Everything we do impacts everything they're doing. The sound is causing high levels of stress in animals like this. No one wants to live at a rock concert. You can imagine trying to have your home inside an arena while some metal band is playing. And that's increasingly what the ocean feels like.
Да, жесть. Много еще видосов осталось. Раз, два, три, 5, 6 видосов. Мы практически посмотрели. Прикольно. Что-то игра подтормаживает, странно. Что с кадрами? 5,7. Нормально.
It's Irina. Since there's no dive today, I'm going to lose myself in the wet lab to work on those samples you sent up from the brine pool. Hey, have you listened to my daughter's track? Interesting, right?
Да. Интересненько.
Mirai, remember the tag we found on the turtles? I put it out on the network and I got the strangest message back. I'm going to take a tender to a small island nearby and check it out. I'll explain everything later. Still no mapping drone, by the way.
Hey, it's me. Nana didn't qualify for the study. Doctor says we missed the window. Whatever that means. Hard to tell what she remembers now. It's tough. Not sure my head's 100% there with school. Honestly, seems like a waste of money. Anyway, see you.
Давай. На 4 километрах, да, мы? Температура воды 2 по Цельсию. Место Южно-Китайское море, пропасть. Видимость при погружении низкая, плохая. Ну, что поделаешь. Так, день 13. Поскольку мы потеряли дрон, то будем исследовать район гидротермальных источников без карты. Погружаясь вслепую, ведь эти источники очень важны для Ирины. Здесь мы нашли метку с одного из китов семьи, надеюсь, она просто отпала, потому что это довольно необычное место для кита. Андрей проверил костюм для погружения в безопасный режим, перевел костюм погружения в безопасный режим, и это меня ограничивает. Направляюсь на юг в поисках свободного места для посадки в Подводную лодку. Готова к погружению. Замечательно. Продолжить.
I'm in and okay.
Remember, no buoys and no waypoints. I put a simple version of the mapping system on your Manta drone. Now we won't get your feed live, so we'll hear you, but won't see what you see.
I really wish we hadn't lost that mapping drone.
Relax. You know I've got this.
Of course, but we'll keep unnecessary chatter to a minimum to help you focus.
Roger that. No chit-chat. Singing's okay though, right?
Okay. Акула. Сканируйте неактивные внутри гидротермальные источники. Налево и направо. Извиняюсь.
This is a dormant field. No live vents.
Как они выглядят? Типа водичка, выходящая из земли. Сейчас посмотрим. И где? Понял. Короче, мне их нужно найти. Действующие. Это типа не действует. Просто сканировать. Понятно. Ну. А дальше что? Как ее вообще не давит этим костюмом, боже ты мой. В этом костюме. Это же, блин, обычный вдовозный костюм. 4000 метров. Ага. Акуле вообще насрать. Ну и плавает там что-то. Пускай плавает.
Neither of you are gonna believe this. I think I found the mapping drone.
Посканируйте оборудование для... Ага.
Scan confirms. If the drone could make it all the way here, why would it die while it was mapping?
I really wish I knew. Maybe at some point we can borrow equipment to do a proper salvage operation and find out.
Хорошо.
Okay, this dive just keeps getting stranger.
Вот эти
How hot
работают.
did you say that water typically is in a live vent?
Is that a joke?
No joke. Well, we're down one drone, but discovered an unmapped vent system.
Mirai, this is great. I truly believe that these systems are the key to understanding the origins of life. Thank you so much for doing the dive under these conditions.
Actually, that might be the answer.
What?
To why the drone died.
We were talking about the origins of life.
My mind won't stop if it can't
Всё.
put the pieces together.
Easy.
The drone may have cruised too close to the vent. It's got more delicate equipment on its underside that are not rated for anything close to that temperature.
You sound almost pleased.
Well, it's better to know the flaws so you can fix them.
Пойдем дальше. Потому что это просто туннельная тема. Осьминог.
I know were giving me the silent treatment, but I think I just discovered a new species of octopus.
Not sure I can confirm that with just one scan.
Sorry, didn't copy that.
О, там что-то горит.
Volcanic activity here?
Офигеть.
Red, glowing. Need more?
I would give that a very wide berth, like maybe from your sub.
Отсканировал. Теперь нужно типа обойти. Тут, наверное, теплая водичка. Перемороты акула.
Are you kidding me?
Describe, please.
I can't. I mean, I don't want to.
Mirai, you're making me uneasy.
Seriously, we'll look at it together when I'm done with the dive.
Что это? А, бур. Акул, ты куда? Труба. Там какая-то тема. Что-то там горит. Какого хвоста? Не, стоп. Произведите выборочное сканирование хвоста. Возьмите биообразец. А что за хвост? Да. Помереть здесь можно? Не хочу. Не хочу помирать.
Oh no! What happened to you? Were you sick?
Фу, какая мерзость. Жесть.
Just getting a few last scans.
Угу.
And saying goodbye to a friend.
Понятно.
Can and you send the sun.
Они по хвосту определяют их. А я тупой, я не понимаю. Наука всегда отставала от индустриализации океана. Я бы хотела, чтобы на этот раз наука определила индустриализацию и установила для последней ограничения. Доктор Мэнди Джой. Моровед и исследователь. Ну, с китом, конечно, скач. Ну, новые видосики. Это мы видели.
Brine pools are amazing habitat. It's a lake on the bottom of the ocean. And it's this surreal seascape. Chemically, each one of them is unique.
These brines undoubtedly contain bacteria, archaea, and viruses that are unknown to science. We know that they're incredibly rich in undescribed life forms. They have the perfect cocktail, the perfect recipe for life. These sites aren't just salty, they can be violent, characterized by eruptions and incredibly unstable conditions. So to live in them, you have to not only be hardy, but you have to be able to endure constantly changing conditions because not one day is the same. The organisms that live there, they undergo a constant biological warfare with each other to dominate the environment, to survive in the system. The biochemicals that they produce to do that biological warfare are applicable to curing diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's. They produce antibiotics and antivirals that can also be used to improve human health. And we drop targets as we go, so we know exactly where we sample. Exploring these habitats is absolutely necessary because the metabolic potential there has the capacity to change the way we think about medicine, to change the way we think about antibiotics, based on our knowledge that we gain from studying these incredible environments in the deep sea.
Да, вот это нужно. Чем они занимаются?
Imagine if I was sent in to go study the Mona Lisa, and I come in with a pair of snippers, and I'm like, I'm going to need to cut this baby up a little bit to see what kind of chemical composition is going on there. Like, you wouldn't do that, right? We don't have to kill these animals. We don't have to kill to understand. If we could do a single cell, that means we don't need to kill 20,000 animals to be able to really understand that one. We could do our work much more non-invasively.
So we are working this year on a new project to deploy tags on orcas. We need to learn more about the diet and how they use the habitat. So by deploying those tags, we get the information we need. It is the least invasive method. It is suction cups. So it is not a scratch on the whale afterwards, which is something we really like.
In the deep sea, we use these like robotic claws from the oil and gas industry that gets you the sample, but this is so archaic. So we've been designing something called squishy robot fingers, which are ways to be gentle when we study the deep sea. But I think we could even take this another level. There's some organism, we quickly encase it. It's like a medical checkup. We give it a swab to get its genome. We image it from all directions. We open it up, the animal goes away, and we have more information than we've ever had before. These animals are Mona Lisas. Our perception of them should change. We should be more delicate.
Hydrothermal vents are located on the seabed, often in deep water, but sometimes in shallower water. And they form in areas where new oceanic crust is being formed. You can have 400-degree water here and 2-degree water over here. It's an accelerometer for chemistry, and you can form organic compounds in the absence of biology. Everybody's interested in vents because of the metals, including humans. But the metals are sort of the nuclei for life. When you think about what's required for life, you've got to have an energy source, you've got to have a system that's able to utilize that energy source, and the organisms sort of co-evolve with the rock. And in my mind, that's probably how life originated. There are reservoirs of precious metals in the deep sea, and we do have societal needs for precious metals. It's very short-sighted and dangerous to exploit resources in ecosystems that we don't truly understand how those ecosystems function.
Deep sea mining is when people go out and extract minerals from the seafloor. People do this because a lot of the minerals that we have on land are actually being depleted, like copper and zinc, so we're looking to the ocean to get those minerals.
We want these minerals for solar panels primarily, and we want them for cell phone boards. It's necessary to advance society and get us off fossil fuels. We simply have no idea about the environmental consequences of a lot of these actions that we're taking in the deep sea. We have tended to go for the quick benefit and we'll deal with the consequences later. Well, I think that has caught up with us.
We don't know enough right now to effectively, selectively mine the deep sea without catastrophic consequences.
The science has always lagged behind the industrialization. I would like for once to see the science ahead of the industrialization and have the science define the limits of the industrialization.
Так вот. Немного рыб осталось. Плакаты появились.
We watched the video log from your dive. I'm truly heartsick.
I'm furious. Where should we start?
Okay.
The destroyed vent. I couldn't believe how badly the seabed was chewed up.
Vents that might have had a fossil record dating back over 1 billion years.
And microbial life that doesn't exist anywhere else on the planet. Who knows what cures we've lost.
Your drone's a fallen hero, Andre. I think it spooked the miners before they did more damage.
Because they happen to be mining where we send the drone to map. Anywhere else, and they might still be active.
Who gets the satisfaction of turning them in?
We were debating that before you came on.
Mm-hmm.
We should jointly report. It'll be stronger.
Agreed.
Agreed. Now tell us about the whale fall. Could you ID the whale?
The whale fall was definitely from the baby's family. The tail fluke was intact enough to scan it.
But you are sure it wasn't the mother?
It wasn't the mother. The ID matched another whale we know from her family. But it was an older whale, so more vulnerable.
Do you think there's any connection to the miners?
They did plenty of damage, but I don't think the whale fall is on them.
I can pull out anything from the scan log that might be worth investigating.
Already have. Can you turn these into dive objectives?
Right. Catch you in a bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Day 14.
Это мы не перевели. Есть и хорошие новости. Поездка Андрея оказалась удачной. Он нашел группу потрясающих подростков, которые занимаются восстановлением популяции черепашек. Время для погружения осталось совсем мало, особенно если мне придется вернуться домой раньше. Готов к погружению. Заебись. Что еще делать? Поплыли. Буёк, ура!
When was the last tracking data for the baby or its mother?
Days ago. But they could be with the pod right now and just not making any noise.
Так. Ищем. Все?
They'll load automatically from here on in. I have the explorer drones patrolling to get as many eyes and ears looking for the pod as possible.
Do I need the buoys?
No, we'll use the hydrophones on the drones. They don't have the range or fidelity of the buoys, but we need speed.
Thanks.
Right, you know that no chatter rule was just for the vent area, right?
I'm sorry?
I think he's pointing out that you seem distracted.
Sorry. I'm back. Talk to me about something positive, Andre. Were you able to make contact with the teenagers you were telling me about?
They've been helping the leatherback turtle population rebound here in the region. They've developed a nest cooling technology to help the baby turtles. They've also built their own tracking drones.
Teens with tech. Sounds like you've inspired some citizen scientists, Andre.
Как она может так спокойно разговаривать и вот так вот еще плыть? Она какая-то невероятная. Так что нам здесь нужно? Здоровый. Здоровенный, я бы сказал. Так, попали сюда. Угу. Да вас тут много.
Have you decided whether or not you want another dive back at the brine pool?
With everything going on, I really haven't had the chance to look at the schedule, but I would always say yes to that.
Right.
Угу. Понятно. Тоже не перевели. Ну ладно, ладно. Касатка. А у тебя чё? Поплыли дальше.
I don't remember having dolphins in the dive objectives.
I added them because of their role in the disease that hit the dolphin population a few years back.
Угу.
Done. Andre, have you picked up any tags from our pod?
No, not yet. I'm going to widen the radius for the explorer drones.
Так, плывем дальше. О. Угу.
I'm near the waypoint and can hear a humpback singing, but I don't see it. I think I'm losing it. It's gotta be close. I feel like it's singing right in my ear.
Try a scan visor.
That's totally weird. I see a scan dot, but nothing's there. I think the humpback is invisible.
Sorry, I'm afraid I'm the invisible whale.
I'm definitely losing it. I thought you just said you're an invisible whale.
Well, not me. The humpback song I generated. You're at a playback station. It's pretty small,
Понятно.
but in the dark you probably can't see the line.
Well, it must be pretty authentic. At least enough to convince your drone. Mirai, have you heard back from Ren yet?
No.
Is Ren okay? Rai, are you there?
I'm not sure.
Pardon?
I meant about Ren. I don't know. We had a fight right before I left the sub.
Do you want to call her now? I can patch you through.
Seriously? Here?
Well, I have to watch your video feed for safety, but I can mute your audio track for privacy.
Wow, I've never talked to her while I was diving.
Ой, это тебе не
No,
интересно.
I'll wait for the sub.
Конечно.
Okay, Mariah, you're on. The drone on the outer patrol just picked up several sperm whales on visual.
Thanks.
No sound alerts at all. They're being awfully quiet.
О, круто.
I think I found the pod. Yes, that is them. I don't see the baby, but it's a little dark.
Why aren't they moving?
They're sleeping.
I had no idea. They look alien, but beautiful.
If you don't mind, I'm just gonna mute
Как они
my
так
call while I get
спят?
the samples.
I don't think they can hear us through your visor.
I think she is the one.
Китенка и правда не видно.
Thanks, Arena. Catch you at the sub. Mariah out.
Высокий уровень токсина. Высокий уровень токсина. И у тебя, наверное, тоже, да? Высокий уровень токсина. Ну шо? О, все, проснулись. Как удивительно. Ты яйца жрешь. А ты? Вот, потемнел в глазах. А вы знаете, что моя мама доктор Океана. Океан болеет, а она старается его вылечить. Дочь доктора Мэдди Джои. Вот так вот. Так, надо позвонить рыцарю. Надо посмотреть видосики. Потом позвоните рыцарю. Вроде не смотрели.
Hydrothermal vents are located on the seabed, often in deep water, but sometimes in shallower water. And they form in areas where new oceanic crust is being formed. You can have 400-degree water here and 2-degree water over here. It's an accelerometer for chemistry, and you can form organic compounds in the absence of biology. Everybody's interested in vents because of the metals, including humans. But the metals are sort of the nuclei for life. When you think about what's required for life, you've got to have an energy source, you've got to have a system that's able to utilize that energy source, and the organisms sort of co-evolve with the rock. And in my mind, that's probably how life originated. There are reservoirs of precious metals in the deep sea, and we do have societal needs for precious metals. It's very short-sighted and dangerous to exploit resources in ecosystems that we don't truly understand how those ecosystems function.
Deep sea mining is when people go out and extract minerals from the seafloor. People do this because a lot of the minerals that we have on land are actually being depleted, like copper and zinc, so we're looking to the ocean to get those minerals.
We want these minerals for solar panels primarily, and we want them for cell phone boards. It's necessary to advance society and get us off fossil fuels. We simply have no idea about the environmental consequences of a lot of these actions that we're taking in the deep sea. We have tended to go for the quick benefit and we'll deal with the consequences later. Well, I think that has caught up with us.
We don't know enough right now to effectively, selectively mine the deep sea without catastrophic consequences.
The science has always lagged behind the industrialization. I would like for once to see the science ahead of the industrialization and have the science define the limits of the industrialization.
Понятно. Доктор океана. Мама.
I study things that are beyond their wildest imaginations, and that I see things that are brand new to science and to people and to humanity every day.
I'm at home in these kinds of environments. It's funny, I'm more comfortable here than I probably am on the outside.
It wasn't just that I was meant to be out on ships. I was supposed to be in the bottom. I was supposed to be in the deep water. I was supposed to be doing those things that nobody had ever done before. It completes who I am. Being a deep sea scientist, it does require sacrifice. I mean, we're away from our families for weeks on end, sometimes months on end. It's a constant struggle because you miss parts of your kid's life. My oldest daughter was about to turn 3 when the oil spill happened in 2010. I was at sea a lot. So between 27 months and 36 months, I was gone probably more than I was there. When I came home after a 5-week stint in the Gulf, she came running up to me in the airport. She had transitioned from a toddler to a little girl. And the little girl was gone. And there was this other person here.
Работа у тебя такая, мать. Все в очках, кроме одной.
I was just like, okay, I'm gonna miss transformations. I'm gonna miss really important things. Is it worth it? I had talked to her class about the ocean, and one of her friends said something to her, and she responded, you know, my mommy, she's the ocean doctor. The ocean is sick, and she's trying to make it better. She couldn't even say important. She's like, it's really important. But she understands that it's an important job. Every time before I leave, I say, my most important job on this planet is being your mother. But this is part of me too.
Вот так вот. Надо с Рэй поговорить. И Рен. Я уже начинаю тупить. Ну шо ж.
Hello, Mirai. It's me.
Здорово.
I don't see a sample from either the baby or the mother. Andre said you were going back out to look for them. I know you are still deciding, but I told him you're thinking about leaving the expedition early. As soon as I have results, I'll let you know.
Хорошо.
Mirai, I think I have a location for the mother and baby.
Замечательно.
Spotted just outside the research zone by those teenagers I was telling you about. Now, I don't have much data, but the report doesn't sound positive. I'll let Irina know as well.
Хорошо. Ага. Ну шо ж.
Hello. Is now a good time? You sound tired.
Yeah, I'm a zombie. I'm trouble sleeping.
Did you say school wasn't working out?
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Listen, I'm exhausted. I'll catch you later, okay?
Ren, please don't hang up. Ren? Okay.
Ой, бля. Пошла на нахер. Мы тут вообще-то китов спасаем. Та же ночь, последнее погружение. Мы находимся в прибрежных районах, где были замечены Андрей и ее мать. Костюм проверен и перепроверен. Нет риска подвергнуться действию, если не получится полностью справиться с цветением. Когда под кожу проникнет нейротоксин, плавать становится трудно. Серьезно погружаюсь. Хорошо. Поплыли.
I'm okay.
Пить хочу.
Yes.
Ready? Recording now.
Tonight we're recording from the open ocean in the Western Pacific. For those of you who are returning, we're trying to get an updated status on the mother and baby sperm whale that we've been following on our stream. We're recording tonight's stream because we have reports that the mother whale is distressed, and we don't want to surprise viewers if these reports are true.
After discovering a whale fall in our research zone, we suspected that the whales may have been exposed to a toxin or pathogen, and are currently investigating. Samples from several females in the pod tested positive for a toxin that we believe resulted from exposure to a harmful algal bloom near the coastal area just outside our research zone.
As I approach the whales, I'm going to turn off my mic, but keep on my video feed.
И чё? Чё с ними не так? Ну, ёшкин кот. Мамка Рип, что ли?
The whales that we tested showed low level of this toxin, so we do not believe they will suffer from long-term effects. However, we expect that the mother whale was exposed to a higher level, but was also more vulnerable because of her pregnancy.
Ну, выглядит здорово. А мамка? Касатки?
Those orcas sure look like they're threatening the baby whale.
Что делать? Произведите выборочное сканирование 12 для преобразования. Мертвая.
Stay close to your aunties. They know the way.
Надеюсь, с ним все будет хорошо.
As far as we know, those were the only 2 whales affected by the bloom. With all of Andrea's technology genius, he still hasn't invented a way to be in 2 places at the same time. Before my flight home landed, Irina and Andre had already confirmed the location of the harmful bloom. I stayed close to home with Nana until she passed the next year.
Вот так вот.
Ren moved in with me to save money while she finished school, which was great. Mostly. It was Ren's idea to keep the live stream going remotely using one of Andrea's drones. But it was my fabulous idea to have Ren join the stream to choose the questions from the audience. She is definitely a hit.
Замечательно. 2 года спустя.
It's great to be diving again.
while I was away, the baby became an auntie.
Как быстро растут дети.
I think she likes it. She still buzzes me when I play my coda sounds, so that is still a mystery. But I swear, we understand each other completely.
Вот так вот. У нас на это ушло 3 часа. Онлайн медиа. Молодцы, неплохо. Я думал, будет какой-нибудь экшен, конечно, но что поделаешь. Игра про китов. Там вроде как последнее видео осталось. Надо его посмотреть. Вот эти вот замечательные треки, которые мы слушаем. Целая стая приглядывает. Доктор Мира Сотто. Ну это, видимо, она, да? Так.
Arizona dear, hatch secure, life support running, and we are ready for the water.
Ой, как громко.
No one has dived to 1,000 meters in Antarctica.
My depth, 1,000 meters on bottom, over.
As a scientist, I can tell you we discover something new every time we go out. That's been my drive, to discover things, to uncover mysteries that we can then solve.
We're on a new frontier of ocean exploration.
О, да ладно, камера.
In all of us. We're partnering with the Ocean X Initiative to build a mind-blowing platform for exploration. research vessel that's a one-of-a-kind ocean conservation and media platform to explore the world's oceans in ways that were never before possible, to create one big wave for the oceans.
I think it's really exciting. There's still a massive part of this planet we know nothing about.
We need to make people understand what we do in the next 10 years is going to determine what the ocean looks like in 200 years' time.
Audiences glued to Blue Planet 2 have been starkly reminded of the problems of plastics pollution.
50 years ago, Jacques Cousteau and the Calypso managed to capture our imagination. Somehow we lost that moment. We have to get back that personal connection to the sea.
The greatest era of exploration is still ahead of us. Exploring the ocean can help provide a piece to the big puzzle.
Вот так вот. А, это видео мы не смотрели. Тоже посмотрим.
We're burdened from a time when we thought the ocean was too big to fail.
You can't take anything for granted. Even though the ocean is so big, it is sensitive.
The oceans are the kidneys of the earth. They recycle material and filter it out. Most people don't know that. They're not aware. They see the ocean as a sewer that they can dump anything into, and it's out of sight, out of mind. Nothing is out of sight, out of mind on this planet.
Бедная акула.
We are absolutely in this mix of biogeochemistry, and our role so far has been consumptive and destructive. If we are to continue to have a planet that works, we have to heal the harm we've caused.
What's the worst case scenario if we deny that the climate is changing, but actually it is, and we do nothing? Then billions of people's lives will be directly affected just by sea level rise alone, let alone the other effects of climate change. So it's not about who's right, it's about the consequences of being wrong in the decision that we make right now.
Educating everybody, from school children, fishermen, tourists, if we can manage to do that, we have a very good future and we can gain a lot from the ocean.
If we could establish the foundation for interspecies communication, we can make first contact. And that's where I hope the future goes. Because what we really want is curious, conscientious, and a self-correcting population.
You changing can affect all the people around you. To walk instead of drive, to buy a hybrid, to ride a bicycle, to not use single-use plastic. Imagine if everybody did that. The effect would be tremendous.
We do have the power of choice about what we eat, what we wear, how we travel, all of the things that we do in an everyday way. Times 7 billion will make all the difference in the world. We must protect the ocean as if our lives depend on it, because they do.
Да. Защита океана. Шо? Мы же все уже посмотрели. Тут, конечно, не все открыли, но, блин. В общем, прошли всю игру. Спасибо за просмотры. Всем удачи. Покеда.